Hi, welcome. I'm Gia, and today we're going to go over 5 things about Mercari versus Poshmark that I've experienced and seen, and that I just wanted to talk about today that I'm sure you guys probably have as well experienced because it's pretty much across the board. And please comment below about any other things that you guys have noticed of the difference between Mercari and Poshmark. Not to say one is better than the other whatsoever. I'm just giving you some pros and cons between Poshmark and Mercari. So let's get started. Number one, Mercari charges 10% plus a processing fee, as opposed to Poshmark charging 20%. So if you sell, for instance, and I'm going to put it up there on my channel, or probably right below the link of what I sold. So I sold a Louis Vuitton Keepall 60, and I had it for $850 on Poshmark. I sold it, and Poshmark then charged their fee, and I got $680, $680 from that. So $850 I sold it for, and I got $680. So that's $170. $170 Poshmark took off the top for them, which I honestly think 20% is way too high. I mean, and when you get into high-end reselling, some of them, you're going to be selling handbags that are $1,500, $2,000. They're taking $400 off the top. That, to me, I feel is a complete, I shouldn't say rip off, but I think that they should maybe tone it down on their percentage of what they take. Now, Mercari takes 10%. So if I sold it there for $850, I would have sold it for, then they would have taken $85 off. Now, they do have a processing fee, and the processing fee is 2.9% plus 30 cents of the sold price. So I wrote some numbers here. So $680 at 2.9% and 30 cents they charge. Then that would have been, they took $88.02 total. That's with their processing fee and their 10%. That would save me $81.98 if I sold it at Mercari for the same price. $81, that's a lot. I mean, we work really hard to, first off, if you just bought it and you wanted to sell your long-term LV bag, and you thought you just wanted to sell it and maybe get a new one, or whatever you want to do with it. But if you're reselling and you're buying for a certain, price point, and then you're looking at what you need to make for your profit, I mean, sometimes they're taking more than what your profit would be. So they're making more off us than our profit. At least I feel Poshmark is in that regard. Mercari, 10% is fair. Before October 1st of 2020, they just used to take 20%. Now they take they charge the processing fee plus 30 cents. And they said it's because they put new, like payment processing things, they updated and things like that they feel, warrants that processing fee. It was nice prior to October 1st, 2020, compared to Poshmark, where they only charge 10%, but then you have that processing fee. So adding that in still is lower than Poshmark. So there's the difference there, number one. Number two, and they both kind of fail on this, is they both have no live customer service. So if you have an issue, you have to go to their help Then this is going to be Mercari. You go to the help thing, and then they'll say, what is your issue? And then you write it, you type it in, and then they give you all these, things that you can, that may go with what your issue is. But if you have a certain sale, and then you can say, I need more help. And then they'll say, okay, well, here's your transactions that are still pending. Which one is the one you're talking about? Then you hit it. And then they give you, once again, just like the bullet points here of like, is it this? Is it shipping? Is it, they didn't get the right item? I mean, they give you choices. And sometimes, for me, it was almost every time, my issue was not on there, but they don't even give you other to type it in. So I have to go into one of those. And if I said shipping, which had nothing to do with it, but there's nothing else on there that fits my issue, then they give you an automatic response of, well, it takes 2 to 3 days to, update your shipping. It's like, this is not what I need to talk to somebody, or somebody that I can, send something to. But I've had to do it that way, and they do respond. And they actually respond fairly quickly on certain issues, but they don't really give you a good answer. And I've never really gotten a good answer. They've answered back, but they really don't answer my question, and it's so frustrating. And then they send you a survey saying, how did we do? I think you did horrible. There's no live person. Same with Poshmark. You always have to send them something, and then they say they get back to you within like 48 hours. And it's like, my issue's right now, not 2 days later, but they put that in there so they have the time. Sometimes they address it sooner. So those things, Mercari and Poshmark, are pretty much the same. I'm not here to talk about eBay today. That's going to be a whole separate, by itself, discussion. But I will say one thing about eBay: they do have live people that will call you and you can talk to them. And I love that. I love that service for eBay, but we're not talking about them right now. Poshmark and Mercari, no live customer service. I don't like it. They both fail there. Number 3, high-end items authentication. So this is really important. This is what I learned. So I sold a Louis Vuitton bag on Poshmark, and I sold one on Mercari. Now they're authentic. To authenticate it, they do it 2 different ways. They're total opposite. And I prefer Mercari's way over than Poshmark. So this is also for like reselling. If you're reselling and you're like trying to, once again, you're buying low, selling high, making that money. Poshmark is slow as molasses on getting you your money when it comes to authenticating your items over $500. So I do notice a lot of people that are at $500 put $499, so they don't have to go through that process. And it's still, they have their, their date code and everything on their bag. And if you're fine with that, that's fine. But Mercari, it doesn't matter if it's $400. If you have like a Louis Vuitton or Chanel or anything, when you go and list it, you put everything there, your pictures, everything there, and you're ready to send to list it, they then say, get authenticated. And then you go and say yes, but without that, you can't move forward. So then you get authenticated. And they want live, real-time pictures right then. Not the pictures you just put on your listing, but they want real-time pictures. So they'll say, okay, put your handbag in front of you and take a picture right now of the front. Take a picture of the back, take a picture of the hardware, take a picture of the date code, take a picture of, Louis Vuitton made in France or Spain or wherever. And they want and then any damaged areas, and then you send it off. Now they have up to 2 days to authenticate it. So for 2 days, it's not actually listed. It's going through that process. And then they notify you and say, voila, you've been authenticated, and you can get a certificate of authenticity. It's $10. Or you can say no, because now on Mercari, it'll have like a little diamond on top of your listing. And that shows that you've been authenticated, and that it is been authenticated by a third party saying that this is a true Louis Vuitton or whatever designer handbag you have. And it's wonderful. So then when they go and buy it, then you ship it out and it goes straight to the buyer. No issues there. Poshmark, on the other hand, you can list as many Louis Vuitton of over $500 that you want. And it's instant on the listing. So people start seeing it right away. Now, like I said, anything over $500, when it sells, you get the printing slip for the shipping. And what I didn't notice at first, I put it on there. I'm like so excited because usually it's priority mail. They get it in less than 3 days, 2 to 3 days. What I do like about Poshmark, I'd say 99% of the time, those buyers accept your package and you get your money right then in your Poshmark account. So it's there. Mercari, they have 3 days to look it over, and then once they rate you, then you get it into your Mercari account, and they can nudge them and things like that. And if they choose not to rate you at all, then you have to sit there for another 3 days for the time that it was delivered, and they go by the time. So if it was 7 a.m., you have to wait 7 a.m. 3 days later for that to close, and then you get your money into the Mercari account, and then you can then ask to transfer if you want. But Poshmark, most people on Poshmark, they actually accept it right then. They said accept, and that money is available. So it's a lot quicker there. But you send the shipping, you send off your package, that shipping label, and then this is what I thought the first time, like, cool, that she's going to get it in 3 days. You know, I just sold it for $850. I'm going to get that money back, plus, you know, what my profit was, because then I split my profit. I put my profit off to the side to a different bank account. Then I put what I paid for that bag into my regular checking account that I took out. That way I got my money back. It's back in my checking account, and here's my other business account where that money is growing, and then I can start, you know, when it's high enough, I can start buying more Louis Vuitton bags. And I'm not using now my actual money. It's kind of like when you go to the casino where you put $100 in, you win like $300, and you take your $100 and cash it out and put it back in your pocket. Now you're just playing with their money. So that's kind of what I do. So I was really excited about it. And then it was like on a Monday, I shipped it out. So I'm like, okay, they're going to get it Thursday, and I'll have my money Thursday. So then I can transfer it, and I should hopefully get my money on Friday. So I was really excited about it. Then when Wednesday came, I looked to make sure that, because sometimes they'll say Thursday, but they get their day early sometimes. And so I wanted to just check the tracking. And the tracking then said in review. And I'm like, in review? I just shipped it out. How is it in review? So they send you a shipping, to ship the shipping form to ship out, but it's not to the buyer. It's to their warehouse, Poshmark's warehouse, to authenticate it in person. And some people might like that. But if you're trying to flip, you're flipping all the time, and you know it's real, and you can actually, even if you show a certificate of authenticity from a third party, they still ship it over to their warehouse, and it sits there for over a week. They have 2 weeks to authenticate it. 2 weeks. So it said, I think I did it like, it was somewhere around, oh my God, we're in March 2022. So it was, when I sold it, it was like, I'd say the 15th or 16th of March, and I shipped it out. And then it said they had until March 30th to authenticate it. And then from there, they would repackage your stuff and then ship it out to your buyer. And I'm just like, oh my God, 2 weeks? I wish I went with Mercari. If I would have known that, I would have went with Mercari and just sold it there. This whole 20%, and then I have to wait 2 weeks for them to review it before they reship out to my buyer. It just takes a long time to get your money. Now, if you're always doing it week after week after week, and it's called a pipeline, where you in the beginning it seems like you're waiting and waiting, but as you buy more and every week something sells, then after so much time, you're going to always get paid every week instead of waiting for these 2 weeks because you have things going through. It's called a pipeline. But for starters, people reselling or just doing it once in a while, I mean, that's kind of a long time to get your money. It really bothered me. So, but I couldn't do nothing about it at that point. So I had to wait. So they took about a week and a half, or just over a week, to authenticate it and then send out to the buyer. And the buyer got it yesterday. Today is the 31st of March, and they got it on the 30th. So, and she accepted the package, and so I was able to get that money, but it was after 7 p.m. And so then when I went to go transfer, it's like, well, it's after 7 p.m., so I won't get it until probably, I don't know, Saturday. Anyway, so that kind of was disturbing. Now, when I did it in Poshmark, I sold if you looked at one of my videos, I bought 5 Louis Vuitton bucket PM bags and GM bags. And I sold one on Mercari for $425. And I was already authenticated in the beginning, and I shipped it out and she got it. Now, the only thing I didn't like about her, and I hate to say this, but she did not rate me. So I had to wait 3 days for me to get my money, which I got this morning. So it said delivered on Monday. Today's Thursday. It was delivered Monday at like 7:45 in the morning. And which they're 2 hours ahead, so it's probably 9:45 in the morning there, but 7:45, that's where they saw it. And so then I had to wait until Thursday at 7:45 in the morning for the full 3 days to go through, because she never rated me. If she would have got the package and rated me, then I would have got that money, would have been available. Not available for 3 days. They may nudge her. I even messaged her and said, hey, I saw that you got your package. If you have any issues or anything, please let me know. If not, can you please rate me? Nothing. So, and I looked then at her status, and she had 0 listings and 0 sold. So she was brand new. Maybe she didn't know the process, and it was just like, okay. So that kind of sucks in that way when you have to wait that way. But some people, they rate really quick. They get it. They look at it. Everything's good. They rate. Your money's available. I love it. So on that, I think Poshmark rates below Mercari in regards to that. So just keep that in mind. Like when you want to go and sell something on what platform, they're not all even. So this one's 20%, this one's 10%. They may have a processing fee, but it's still going to be less than the 20%. Look at the solds on both of them. See which one's getting more. Like, Mercari may, for the bucket GM bag, they may all sell for around $500. And then if you look at the Poshmark, they may all sell for $600. But they're still taking $120 here. And for $500, they're only taking $50 plus the processing fee. So you're still, even at the lower, the $500, you're still probably evening out, or you're still making more money on Mercari. You're thinking you're selling more here because I got $600 here and I got $500 Mercari here, so I'd rather do Poshmark. But you've got to look at what they're charging you. And at the end of the day, when numbers don't lie, what would you be making here and what would you be making here at the end of the day, even at $100 more over here? So that's really important when you look at that, and the time frame, because you know that you're going to be paid quicker here and you're still making a little bit more money. And Poshmark takes longer for you to get your money because they have to authenticate it through a warehouse of theirs that could take up to 2 weeks. So keep that in mind. So that's number 3. Poshmark, what kind of bothers me, and Mercari does the same thing, but they're a little different. So like, remember, this is the pros and cons. Poshmark encourages their buyers that if you see something you like, hit the like button and then wait to get a discount. And speaking of like button, if you like this, please hit the like button now and subscribe to my channel. And so it's known at Poshmark that if you see something, just hit the like button, because they tell you, hey, then wait like 5-10 minutes, and then the seller will send you an offer. And that offer is like 10% up to 30% or more off that price. So you know you're going to at least get 10%, and they discount shipping. So instead of those, I think it's $7.34 for the shipping, it could be $5.99 for shipping. It could be $4.99 for shipping. But they give you discounted shipping, which comes off your end. This discounted shipping doesn't just, Poshmark doesn't pay for that. We pay for that. So we're paying for now their half of their, or partial of their shipping, or all of it. It'll say free shipping for them. Now you're paying that $7. So you can drop a lot of your, and lose of your profit because of that, because that's how they're known for. So if I go and I'm looking for a Louis Vuitton bag, then I find something for $500, I'm gonna hit the like button, and I'm just going, that little heart button they have up there on the top right, and I'm just gonna wait. And then normally about less than 30 minutes later, most of the time, I then get an offer, and it'll say, buy it for $430 and free shipping. It's like, cool, I got just a huge discount, for the buyer. It's amazing. And then you can choose to buy it. But because Poshmark tells all their buyers this, that it doesn't encourage you to buy it when you see it. So when you see a bag for $500, you know that it's already, that's how they do it there, where, well, I'll just hit the like button and I'll just wait for a discount. So it kind of sucks in that way, because it sucks for the sellers. So if you're a seller and you're reselling, it's like, you know what, if you really want $500, you better then put $600, because when you do it and you take off 10%, then there's $60 right there. Now you're at $540. You don't have much to keep going down, because they do every like 10, the lowest is like 5 to 10% off plus a discounted shipping. And so you're really dropping that. And then on top of that, then you're getting your 20%, they take the 20%. So it's like, at the end of the day, you could be making $400 or less on that bag, because they are encouraging all the buyers to just hit the like button and you'll get a discount. And so I don't like that. Now, Mercari, they don't encourage that, but they may think that if they hit the like button, that they may get a discount later. So they might look at it and say, you know what, I do like this, item, but I'm not sure I want to pay for it yet. So I'm gonna hit the like button, because that kind of puts like a bookmark for them if they need to go back to it, or if the seller ever decides to lower it, then I will be notified. But most of the time, a buyer will look at it and say, I want this, and then they'll buy it, or they'll offer you something a little less. They don't hit the like button hoping that you drop it 10, 20, 30%, because it's not really encouraged. They're not like Poshmark, where it's like a known thing there. So you may get an offer, you may not, but if you really like it, you're going to buy it. So that's the difference between Poshmark and Mercari. And another thing too is Mercari kind of does the same thing. If they say, you can promote your listing to everybody, or you can promote to your likers. And you promote to your likers, Mercari kind of also gives a number, and you can't go higher than that. You can go lower, but you can't go higher. So if, say it said 500 and you promote to your likers, it's going to say 444. I don't want to do 444. I want to do 450. It won't allow you to. So that I don't really like either. And then if you try to promote again, but you want to go to 450 and stay there, or whatever you want to do, they won't. They automatically keep bringing you down. You're like a force to keep going down. And so I really don't like that. But if I had to pick, if I was going to sell my high end, it'd be Mercari. Now, there are a lot more people on Poshmark for higher end things. I get that. They're more known for, like, the accessories and the clothes and the handbags, but you could still find that stuff on Mercari and probably get a better deal as a buyer. And if you're a seller, you can probably go there and still sell it for what you could sell it on Poshmark, but make more in profit. Okay, so that's the four. Now the fifth one is direct deposit. Now, if I had to choose between the best direct deposit between a Mercari and Poshmark, it would be Poshmark. Poshmark is amazing in their direct deposit. I mean, it might take 2 weeks to get, for them to get authenticated and then go to the buyer. But once that buyer rates you and says, we're good to go, you literally can just go and transfer. It says redeem, transfer that money to your bank account, and you'll have it there the next day. Now, I did that. It happened to me last night. It's after 7 p.m. and I noticed it wasn't there in the morning. So I probably have to do it like before 5 p.m., before the end of the business day. But anytime during that business day, the day before, you can transfer all your money that you get, and it's there the next day without you paying anything, like an instant transfer fee, nothing. It's free. It's there the next day. It's amazing what Poshmark, how fast they are when you want your money, when you request for that, deposit, it's there. Unlike Mercari, where they say you have up to 5 business days to get your money if you do a direct deposit, which is like, are you serious? We know that you can, if Poshmark can do it and eBay can do it, we know you can do it too, but you choose not to. Why? The only thing I can think of is because they give you a second choice, which is instant transfer, but they charge you $2 and it's there instantly. Okay, so if you can do it instantly with a $2 charge, you can do a direct deposit next day like Poshmark does for free, eBay does for free. So I feel that they're getting greedier in that way because they did the processing fee starting October 1st, 2020. They added then 30 cents on top of the 2.9 process. So it wasn't enough they got 2.9 processing fee. Then they add 30 cents. And now you don't get your money like Poshmark does the next day. You have to wait 5 business days. And it actually does take a very long time. I think it literally takes like 3-4 days before I get a notification saying, oh, your money's on this way. It's like, seriously? Now, I don't care when I'm selling something that I made $10. Who cares? I just keep adding that money up in my little Mercari bank. But when I'm selling high end and I'm getting $400, $500, $600, $700, $800 from that one bag, then I want my money back. I'm not going to let it sit there and wait another 5 days on top of that 3 day I had to wait for that person to rate me. And so that was kind of upsetting to Mercari. They seem like they're, as the years are going by and they're getting a little bit bigger because they are a big platform, that they're getting a little greedier with their money. They're trying to find any way to get more money off you, and that kind of bothers me. But it's a $2 fee, and I have never done it. I've always done the direct deposit, but I did do it for my Louis Vuitton bag because it's a Thursday, and I thought 5 business days, and then it says it's on its way, and then you get it like a day or 2 after. It's ridiculous. So I'm like, you know what? I'm trying to buy and flip. So I'm going to just get that. It's $2. It's more of a convenience fee, even though they should not be doing that because Poshmark doesn't. I took it, and with that money, then I did the whole, splitting of, this is what I paid for that bag. This is what my profit is. I put that in another account. Now I'm going today, and I'm going to go probably if you see any of my videos, if you're subscribed to any, to me, and you'll see my videos of where I go and look and buy in bulk or, or even if it's 1 or 2 items, that's going to be a lot less. I use that now off my second account, so I can not use my main account. So those are the 5 things that I feel the pros and cons. And I'm not saying one is better than the other. They all both have good and bad attributes, but this is just keep in mind when you're reselling, because I do cross list them. And when I do sell on Mercari, even if it's a little less than Poshmark, because like I said, it's there at 10%, it's always, I feel a little better about it, especially if you do priority mail. If you do like FedEx Smart Post, it's going to take a lot longer, but if you already have it on there for them to pay. And I never pay their shipping. Never. The only times I've ever paid, well, the times I have paid, I lost my money. And that's a whole nother video. But so I never pay for their shipping. You have to pay your shipping. Even if I charged $850 for this, you're still paying for your own shipping. I'm not doing it. Don't keep having them keep taking your money little by little. I'm not doing it. I'm here to make money, and you're here to make money. So stand firm sometimes on your prices and on the shipping. I just had somebody yesterday, I had a $6, I'm sorry, it was it was $10 for a music book, you know, for the flute or whatever it was on Mercari. And I had free shipping. So $10 plus free shipping. Now it could go media mail. And the thing is, crazy people here. I'm paying your shipping. It's going to cost me at least $3 and I don't know, 50 cents, whatever, because media mail's gone up, but it's still going to cost me that. So now I got $10. Mercari takes the 10%. So there's $1 there plus then so I'm making like $8 and change. And then I'm paying another $3 for the shipping. I'm making hardly anything, like $5 and change. Well, this person had the gall to ask me if I would sell it for $6. So now $6, Mercari's taking 60 cents plus they're taking like $1 because now more than $1 because of the 2.9% plus the 30 cent. So he wants $6 and free shipping. I literally will make $2. I'm not doing it. Now it's the principle. No. So I went back, I lowered it to $6. I took out the free shipping. I said, yes, I'll sell it to you for $6, but you're paying the shipping. And they disappeared. And it's like, I can't do both. I just sold a shot glass, a cute little shot glass with the dinosaur. I had to lower it to $3 and everybody kept liking it. I'm like, there's nothing I can do. I can't go lower than $3 for this little shot glass. And someone finally, it took, oh my God, it took probably 4 months for someone to buy that $3 shot glass, and I made $2. So it's sometimes just not worth it. It's not worth it. I could probably sold it more at the yard sale or just keep it, but it's not worth it. So just keep that in mind. And then one last thing before I go, because this should be 6 things about Mercari and Poshmark. This is my little added number 6. Very important. One thing Poshmark I do not like, and I actually appreciate Mercari on this, is the private conversations you have between the buyer and the seller. So what that means is if you are on Poshmark and you want to send something over to the buyer or seller, it's not private. It's for everybody else to see on there. They call it comments. And you're there and you write the comments and you say whatever. So if someone's offering, you know what, do you want to trade? Would you trade? Would you take $200? Now, sometimes the seller will come back, and it might be a couple weeks later because maybe they're not on it all the time, and they'll say, I'll take your $200, no problem. And then the buyer is already gone. They maybe bought it somewhere else. But now all of us can see that seller is willing to pay or to take $200. That should not be for everybody to see, because that is not taken out of there. And now the seller feels like, like there's nothing I can do. Everybody knows now I take $200 and my thing says it's $250. So now I just lost $50 off them, and then 20% from that, which would be $40. So they're really making $160 at the end of the day. So I don't think that's really fair. I think that Poshmark, because they want everything out in the open. So they don't want you to, to talk about, go to Mercari or put an M for Mercari. And people still do that, but they don't want any private conversations, which really bothers me. It really does. Like if I'm going to say something between a buyer and seller, I want it to be in private. Now, Mercari, I love it because they can message you privately. Nobody else sees what you and the other person is discussing. So you can have that in private, and they have it up to like 2 weeks after a transaction closes. So that is so important to me, your privacy. If you're trying to negotiate and go back and forth on a price, and which when you put an offer to all the likers, and that person, instead of accepting or declining, they might message you, say, you know what, I can't do 50. Can you do 40 because of this or whatever? And you can have a discussion with them. That's not for all the other likers to see and to sit there and wait to see if you'd say yes to 40 so they can offer you 40. Somebody else might offer you that or accept your 50 while you're negotiating with this 40. But no one will do that if everybody can see the conversation between you and that, the buyer or the seller, whatever, what side you're on. So to me, I feel that Mercari is an A+ when it comes to the privacy there, and a D when it comes to Poshmark and their privacy messages. So But that's all for today. I hope you got some great information on this. Like I said, please hit the like button. Please comment below if you've had any other Mercari versus Poshmark kind of pros and cons that you can think of that maybe other people would enjoy, learning about, because there's a lot of new sellers out there. There's a lot of people that are new to Poshmark and new to Mercari, and it really helps them to kind of help their way of selling. I'm here. There's a community of YouTubers that want to learn, and I want to help, and I want to learn too. You might tell me something that I probably never even noticed. So please comment below, hit the like button, please hit the subscriber button, and until next time, I will see you guys later.